Hello and welcome to this week's Cari Connects. I am Psychic Medium Cari Mugz, and each week I pull a card from a deck to let you know what's coming up for the week and the signs and symbols to watch for. If you're listening to this on my Spunky Spirit podcast, you can watch it on my YouTube at Cari Mugz, my Instagram at Cari Mugz, my Facebook page Spunky Spirit, or I do have an account Cari Mugz there too, and TikTok Cari Mugz. And remember to always take what resonates with you. If you're listening to this, it's most likely for you, but take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't, okay? So this week we are using the Oracle of the Fairies by Karen K. And I love this because I'm just feeling magical this week. I'm feeling like it's going to be a magical week. So let's see. On the back of each card is a lotus flower, a pink lotus type flower with keys. And I love keys because keys are the symbols of new beginnings or new things that are coming through. So that's probably going to be a sign for this week, is something with a lotus, a pink lotus, and a lotus flower, and a key to open new doors. Okay, so let's pull the card for this week. I keep getting a hair on my nose. Ooh. This one is temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome your temptation, whatever it is. So if you're going through, here's the thing. I know sometimes guilty pleasures are awesome, right? Like sometimes you need that to ground. But if you're doing something that is going to completely wreak havoc on your life, or something that doesn't help you feel like you're healthy, or your authentic self. If you're tempted, and you don't have to be doing it, but this week, if you're tempted to do something mean or something out of character for you, or if you're tempted to do something that you're trying to give up or do something that you're trying to get rid of, if you're tempted to if you're in the midst of trying to give something up, then obviously this week is going to be a big, huge temptation for you. If you are pretty nothing, you don't have any addictions and guilty pleasures are different, but if there's something that you're tempted to do this week out of chaos or out of fear, just remember that that's not going to work for you, right? Just remember that this is the card that you're going to be tempted to do something that's out of your character or that's not for your fullest or highest good. So basically, this week you're going to, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be food, it can be guilty pleasures that you're trying to give up. It can be habits that you're trying to break. It can be the way you treat some people, or not create, or like letting go of boundaries. You're going to be tempted if you're caught in a situation where you have to keep your boundaries and you're tempted to let them go. You're going to be tempted this week to do something that is not authentically you or not who you are, and it will cause some distress in you or disease in you. So just know that whatever it is that you're tempted to do, think about it for a little bit, kind of sit on it, sleep on it, do those things, okay? Now, the signs and symbols that you're going to see is obviously a snake, which it's so funny to me that they always use this snake as like temptation because of the story, the Adam and Eve story and all that stuff, because snakes can actually be very, very awesome when you see them, and they can bring in change. They can bring in, and so maybe that's it too. Maybe you're trying to change who you want to be, or and you're tempted to go back to your old self this week, or you're fighting the change, or you're not wanting the change, because snakes represent lots of change. So one of the signs is going to be a snake, and also too, obviously fairy wings, right? And see how he's wearing this mask? See how the fairy's wearing this mask? He's kind of masking who he really is. So this temptation is going to mask who you really are. You're going to be tempted to do something or create something that's not really you. And it could be because of the wrong intentions or the wrong goals. So just kind of really look at that. Anything that you're kind of tempted to do, just kind of reevaluate. If you see some of these signs and symbols, so we're going to see a key and a lotus and a snake and some fairy wings. And obviously too, he's in a fairy forest or a fairy realm. So any kind of, I'm going to use like a fairy ring. So sometimes if you see a circle or a ring, that will indicate that there's a fairy ring. So that's going to be a sign too. There are no numbers on this card, but I'm going to go with the snake and do 555. And I'm also going to do 999 because 999 means that one door is closing and another one is opening. And I really feel like this temptation is one that's like trying to not let you go with the change or not close the door for the new one. I think that that temptation is going to be something that's going to pull you back. I think it's going to be something that's pulling you backwards instead of forwards. And so 555 and 999 are going to be the numbers for that. So that's kind of cool, actually. So, and also too, there's a bunch of butterflies around him right here. So that's going to be one too. So we've got butterflies, snakes, fairy wings, keys, a ring, a fairy ring. That's kind of a lot. When you see those signs, when you see any of these symbols throughout the week, it's spirit reminding you to forego the temptation, even though it's hard and habits are hard to break, but move forward. And even, you know what, you guys, even if you fall into temptation, it's okay. Like, get up and move forward, right? Like, get up and move forward. So this is just spirit saying, when you see these signs, you've got this. You can do this. And even if you did, even if you didn't and you screwed up, give yourself some grace because we're all human, right? So just watch this week. See if you're tempted to do some old habit things or go backwards or do something that's not in character with you and or unhealthy for you. So I hope that helps you guys. I love you so much. I really do. I know lots of times I say that, but I want you to know I know 100% I wouldn't be here without you. And I love talking to you in my DMs. I love conversating with you and I love my clients and I love you guys, and I know I owe you so much. So I'm so grateful for you. And I don't really have any kind of stuff coming up because we have a granddaughter that's going to be born in September, and it's going to be kind of touchy. So I don't have any events scheduled for September as of now. But as we get closer, we'll see how that works out. So, but I am going to, this is for sure, I am going to some retreat places in the next couple months to look at some retreat places that, because I'm going to have a retreat coming up in probably April or May. So kind of watch that. It's going to be awesome and it's going to be super cool and I'm super excited about it. So watch out for those. If you want to be in the know of everything that's coming up, get on my newsletter. You can go to carimugz.com and join my newsletter and you will be the first to know. That's why a lot of times my things get sold out. Because everybody in the newsletter they're the first to know and they jump on it before I put it on social media. So I love you guys so much. Have an awesome week and I will see you next week.